All right, let's take a peek at this one. Diego is placing a 7-line ad for an assistant. This piecewise function above gives the pricing of this X-line ad. What is the price of a 7-line ad? So since 7 is greater than 3, we're going to be plugging in 7 right here to this function. So f of 7 is equal to 32 plus 9. Whoops. And then we plug in the 7 right here for x. So now we evaluate. 32 plus 9 times 4, 32 plus 36, so f of 7 is $68, or the cost of a 7-line ad. Now they ask us, what about a 6-line ad? 32 plus 9 times 6 minus 3. Again, we're plugging in 6 for this x right here. Evaluating the function at 6, we get 6 minus 3 is 3. And then 32 plus 27, we get that the function evaluated at 6 is $59. What is the difference between the two? 68 minus 59 is $9 in difference. And 7 lines minus 6 is one line difference. So basically, what's the difference between the two? For every one line, it's $9. That's what this slope means. That's what this 9 is. And so that makes sense. The difference is $9. All right. Yesenia worked her 40 regular hours last week, plus 5 overtime hours at time and a half rate, and her gross pay is being given to us. So $9.26 and 25 cents is the output. We're going to work backwards to solve for her regular hourly rate. So it's 40 hours of regular plus 5 hours of time and a half. And so we do 5 times 1.5 on your calculator. Take a second to do that. We get 7.5x. Combining like terms, I have 40 x's, I have 7.5 x's, I get 47.5 x's. And then I'm going to divide both sides by that 47.5 to work backwards to get our hourly rate. So 926.25 divided by 926.25 divided by 47.5 is $19.50 an hour. What do you guys think? Is that a good hourly rate? Do we like that job? All right. Poway Honda pays their staff by commission. They're paid a % of the profit the dealership makes on each car. Profit is 1,000 or less, you make this. If the profit is between 1 and 2, you make this. And if the profit is 2 or above, the commission rate is this. Let's write the piecewise function C of x. So the first profit is 17% of the unknown. The second one is 20% of that unknown profit. And the third is 25% of that unknown. Besides writing the function, we also have to write the parameters or the domain for each. The first one says for the 17%, if it's 1,000 or less. So if x values are equal to 1,000 or less than 1,000, 1,000 or less, it means we want the bar. If they're between 1,000 and 2,000, you make this much profit. If it's greater than or equal to 2,000, it says if it is 2,000 or above, so here goes the equal to bar. If it's equal to 1,000 here, it cannot be included again here. If it's equal to 2,000 here, it cannot be included again here. If there's a bar here, there's no bar. There's a bar here, there's no bar. That's another way to look at it. Remember that on this multiple choice test, you're going to be given a piecewise and plugging into it. You're not going to have to write one. Keep that in mind. Jake received a total piecework paycheck of $291.81. He received 71 cents per unit. How many units produced? So we just divide $291.81 divided by 0.71. 411 units. Alexander contributes 15% of the total cost of his individual health care coverage. He pays $7,825 per biweekly check. So we take this 15% of the unknown is equal to $7,825. divide by that 0.15 to get the biweekly total amount. I'm getting $521.67. Again, that's the biweekly amount, so we take that $521.67 and multiply it by 26. Total cost is $13,563.33. So if they just stop by asking what is the total value of the healthcare, we would stop here at this number. But if they go further to say what is the employer's portion, we have to do an extra step. The employer's portion would be subtracting off Alexander's portion. They cover 85% of the policy. So 0.85 of $13,563.33. We get $11,528.83. 85% of that total value is the employer's portion. All right, here we go calculating a pension. I changed the name to Ryan for this year's classes and then forgot to change it in these two other spots. Just kidding. Okay, so Ryan works at First National Bank. His employer offers him a pension retirement of 1.45% of the average salary of the last 5 years. So let's take these average salaries of $95,000, $97,800, $98,000, $101,000, and $103,000. Total that all up, and we're going to divide by 5. So take a second to do that on your calculator. Double check my number. Did you get $494,800? Divide that by 5. I'm getting an average salary of $98,960, and so the pension is calculated by taking that average times the 0.0145 rate times his 32 years of service. Let's see how much. I'm getting a pension of $45,917.44. Sorry, I ran out of space there. $45,917.44. How'd you do? All right, in 2021, the Social Security tax percentage is still going to be 6.2%, and Medicare is still this. For these earnings in 2021, our base limit is $142,800. We call this the annual limit or in the benefit base. This amount is also commonly referred to as the taxable maximum for Social Security. If Mary makes $148,000, how much does she do for Social Security, Medicare, and FICA? So remember that Social Security is the one that has the max limit. The max limit that they're going to charge you on income is $142,800. So even though she made $148,000, we don't use that number to calculate her Social Security. We use the max number instead. So 0.062 of $142,800. This number is going to sound familiar from yesterday's lesson because we did this already. And that's $88.53.60. So even though she made $148,000, we use this max limit number to calculate Social Security. But for Medicare, doesn't matter, there's no max. So Medicare, you use however much she made. So 0.0145 of her $148,000. For her Medicare, 0.0145 times $148,000, we get $21.46. Now we're going to add these two together to get FICA. FICA is the deduction that comes out on your paycheck, and it's the total of these two together. So we get $88.53.60 plus $21.46, and we get $10,199.60. That's the amount that's been taken out for FICA with the two combined. What do you think?